Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Wednesday Hump Day Paranormal Brew. I have some awesome guys on tonight. Forgotten Explorations. I don't know if you guys have seen them around, have caught their channel, have checked them out. They were in the issue that I was in, or that I participated in with Ghosted Magazine. They were in the first issue of that, but they also Forgotten Explorations. I will let them tell you all about their fun stuff, but they're really awesome. And, you know, they're young guys. They investigate the way, you know, you want to watch people investigate. They don't just throw bullshit out there. You know, they're level-headed guys, and I respect them. And I'm just so pleased and honored to have them come on. There are 4, but only 2 could make it tonight, and that's okay. But let me shut up so I can bring these guys on. Hold on. Hello.
How's it going?
How are you guys?
Doing all right.
You guys
have
been before, but I'm so happy you guys are coming on again. I miss your faces.
Yeah, good to be here. Likewise.
So, Destination Spooky shout out. Hello. Kyle.
Mr. Kyle.
What's up?
Yeah. Vic. Hey, Vic. We get, oh my gosh, I'm all over the place. Okay. I just want to tell everybody it's been a crazy day for me today. Okay. And literally I've been trying to log onto my laptop for about 30 minutes now, and I finally get on late. But I want to say my sister-in-law gave birth to a new baby girl today, my new niece. It was rough. There were some things that happened, complications, and we were scared for my sister-in-law's life at one point, but she is thankfully doing better as we speak. So it's been a crazy day, but they welcomed
you're sitting here saying that we have an excuse to be tired, and you dealt with all that today. That a reason to be tired. What?
There were so many ups and downs. I mean, my brother called me at like 1 a.m. and was like, "You got to come get Trigger, their little Yorkie dog. You know, Brittany's water broke." And we're like, "Oh my god!" So and their dog has a bladder of like it's like this big. So, I mean, like I'm used to my dog, you know, but this dog's like up. He goes to the bathroom 3-4 times a night in the middle of the night. Like, okay. Did I say I wanted a teacup Yorkie? Pass. Hard pass. But anyways, so yeah, she did give birth. There was too much medicine given before, and she literally had like a forced overdose of the medicine that they gave her. They're supposed to give 20 milligrams. They gave her 200 milligrams.
Oh,
what?
Yes.
I'm so thankful to hear that everything's okay.
Yes. Right? I mean, like, it's crazy, right? And then, she was high risk, and then the baby aspirated when she came out. 9 pounds, 1 ounce, by the way. 9-pound baby. Baby girl. But she aspirated, and then there was no NICU rooms available at the hospital that they were at. There were no NICU rooms available in Philly, anywhere near us. So They wound up having to take her to a NICU in King of Prussia at CHOP. So the baby's at CHOP. My sister-in-law's in Voorhees. And I don't know if you guys know where those are at.
No idea. But
No.
Or, you know,
it's far.
One's in Pennsylvania,
It's sticking with
one's in
you.
Jersey, so it's really far. But anyways, that was my day. But you know what? I am so thankful that both of them are. They said that the baby is doing way better than what they expected. She's breathing. She's using more of her lungs because they did have her on a breathing tube. Yeah. But she's using her own lungs up rather than the oxygen. I mean, she's using her own oxygen rather than the what. So they're thinking the actual tomorrow. So sorry about that little unnecessary intro of what happened today.
That's insane.
But yeah,
200.
They said like she had to have a C-section, but she literally like my brother's like I'm sitting in front of her, all of a sudden I see her eyes roll back and she stops breathing. And and she's like, I'm freaking out. And then meanwhile, the baby aspirates, so the baby's not breathing either. So the freaking room, he said the room was crazy. He's like, I'm yelling at the NICU, like it was just crazy.
Yeah.
Hopefully they both are okay. Anyway, enough about me. That's not why we are here. Fellas, forgotten explorations. So let's just start. I want you to tell everybody, because I'm so impressed. You guys are way beyond your years, to be honest with you. That's what impresses me the most about your team. You guys are so young, and this is not disrespectful because you guys literally, I respect how you guys investigate. I respect everything you guys do. I mean, you guys are well beyond your years. So when I say this, I'm not being disrespectful. It's a compliment. You guys are young. You guys, are fair. I mean, you're not brand new, but you're within the last 3-4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. 4. Yeah. That's for
Yeah, like 4 years.
4.
But even when I first met you guys were I think you guys were only a couple months to a year when I met you guys, and talking to you guys, I'm like, wow, this is a breath of fresh air, because at that time, all these people were running around YouTubes and demons and faking stuff. And you know what I mean? And then here comes Forgotten Explorations. And I was honest with them. I'll be honest. I was a little leery because of the reputation that YouTube was giving.
YouTubers get, yep.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, but I watched videos. I had talks. We talked about a lot of shit, and I was like, okay, I stand corrected. So, before we get into Forgotten Explorations, kind of just tell everybody, about you guys, where you guys come from, how you got into this, and we'll go from there.
So my name's Austin. I founded Forgotten Explorations in 2019 as an urban exploration, YouTube channel. It originally started as a way for high school friends to get back together. We had been graduated for 3 years at the time, lost contact and stuff like that. And then about 2020, we kind of started dipping our toes into the paranormal field, but that thing called COVID happened and everything shut down. So didn't really get to do much in 2020. However, at the very end of 2020, our group completely changed. Went from me and 4 high school friends to me, my best friend from high school, and then we had Eiji join in, as he was supposed to just be a cameraman for the time being, but the relationship grew, and he's one of my best friends now. We went from doing just small places in Virginia, then we took one big trip, and we went from from Virginia to Massachusetts, from Massachusetts to Vermont to New York, and then New York back to Virginia within 3 days.
Insane.
Yeah.
1,800-mile round trip in 3 days.
That's crazy.
But and then my car blew up.
But that's dedication, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and it's passion. You're passion
driven.
Yeah,
passion. Yeah.
You're passion driven. And that's the difference. You're not money TV driven. You're passion driven. Your dedication, and your healthy respect for the paranormal and your quest to find answers. You know, it's not about who can get the best EVP. It's about let's try and figure this out. Maybe we can capture some evidence and present some shit to people. You know what I mean? Like, and
Definitely, yeah.
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 And that's the difference. You know, that's why I love you guys. So okay. So prior to any of this, were you guys into the paranormal? I know you said you're doing urbex, but like,
Well, yeah.
So,
Well, I was
you
gonna
wanna go first,
say,
Eiji, dude?
well, yeah, I was gonna say, I've always, I guess, been aware of, you know, paranormal stuff and, you know, the ghost videos. My mom's heavily into paranormal stuff.
yeah.
So I grew up with, you know, ghost hunters on the TV and stuff like that, but I've never really truly, experienced, personally experienced anything. So one day when I was at work and Austin comes along, I've probably only known him for, not even known him, but worked with him for maybe
2 months.
two months. And he's like, hey, I do this YouTube ghost hunting thing on the side. We need a cameraman if you're down. And I was like, yeah, sure. I don't really go out that much, but like I've never experienced it. So I was like, worst that can happen is, you know, I don't like it. And then I just tell him, yeah, that's not for me. But like what he said.
So you weren't getting into it for like the paranormal side. He was like, I do this. Can you be my camera guy? So you knew he could
and
do
then
camera stuff.
and then I originally said, yeah, for my own personal, I guess, you know,
Experience.
like I wanted to, you know, see if
Like
this
for
stuff was
yourself, like to
real.
prove
Yeah,
to
exactly.
yourself that you can do it. Yeah.
So that's originally how it started. And then since the first, I wouldn't say, I was going to call it an event, but it was not an event. We literally just grabbed some cameras and went to Fort Magruder or something.
Yeah, Fort Monroe.
Fort Monroe. But since then, renting out places and doing events and all that, I'm hooked.
Yeah. So when did you have your first experience?
So I would say,
because up until that point, you'd never had an experience. You were aware of the paranormal, but you weren't into the paranormal. You just kind of.
Yeah, I want to say the first. It's a little weird, just because like I'm generally I like to debunk things, so
Right.
a lot of the stuff, you know, I tend to just not push it aside, but you know, that's this and not necessarily paranormal. But
Right.
I think the first time, and Austin can probably help me on this one, it might have been in Fort Monroe, and we heard a whistle.
Oh yeah, dude.
I think that was really the
forgot
first
about
time.
that.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was just, yeah. Austin and I were just on the second story to this house, and we just hear a whistle come out of nowhere. Then again, it could have been
somebody walking their dog.
Yeah, like we did have Jacob and them outside, so it could have been it could have been them messing with us. But that was probably the first time that, I guess that was technically the first time that it could have been something paranormal.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I will say the first time I 100% experienced something paranormal and like was actually spooked was at Heyman House.
Where's Heyman House?
It's in West Virginia, right?
Yeah, Sutton, West Virginia.
Sutton, Virginia, right next to the same town. I mean, Sutton is the town of not Mothman.
Woods Monster.
Woods Monster. Yeah. But just a quick rundown. It's me, Austin, and Jacob on the second floor, and I hear somebody walking almost in like high heels or dress shoes down the hallway above us, and there's nobody.
Yeah, we're the only three in the house. We were in the house over the weekend.
And Jacob's sitting next to me, and I'm looking at Austin, and he's doing Estes, which is pretty much where you just have an app spitting out vowels and whatnot, and you try to pick out words from those vowels. But Austin's doing that, Jacob's next to me, and clear as day, I just hear somebody walking on the hallway, and we dipped. Yeah,
That
we
is
took
so
a
cool. Like,
yeah.
it's not
It was
amazing.
wild. I
when you
can't.
like, how do you explain that? Like, I'm a
Yeah.
skeptic like you are. Like, I'm not, I don't believe it. Me and the Peaches, like, we'll literally try to find like a natural, but like
Mhm.
something happens where you're like, I mean, I sometimes will sit there for about a good 2 hours. Like, am I crazy? Did that really happen?
Oh
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
did
so
it
that-
really? Like, what is that?
Yeah. So that was the first time where, I was actually pretty spooked, and
And
I
you say you guys left?
still can't explain it. Well,
We slept in the car that night. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It's great.
Well, after the
Well,
high
af-
heels, they heard a growl,
Oh,
and in the video you hear Eiji go, "Was that your stomach?" And Jacob goes, "No, I thought that was yours." And Eiji's like, "No."
And then
They
Jacob
both
gets
get up
up.
and
We get Austin.
They're about to leave me while I'm still under Estes.
No, that's not true. That's not true. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
like, see it in the video, dude.
I'm pretty sure I go back and grab you. I got you, dude.
listen.
No, but we did take a break. We took a good 15 minute break. And during that break, while we're on the porch, the whole town loses power. Everything is pitch black.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I jump
Flew
off the porch. Yeah,
He
it's
flew off the porch, landed in the middle of the street, scraped
spooked.
his hand. We were driving to Walmart. For some
Still
reason,
can't
Walmart in
explain
this town is like closing at 5 p.m. And I'm like, okay, so we go to a gas station. He has like Hello Kitty band-aids all over his hand and stuff.
It's a new spawn.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I still can't explain it. And then she said that sometimes happens, but it hasn't happened in like a year or two. So it's like the one night that happens, we hear the footsteps and growls. Like,
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's awesome,
wild.
though. That happened to us at Hinsdale. We were, have you guys been to Hinsdale yet?
No, we want to, but every time we're like trying to book it, they're like, "Yeah, we're booked for the year," and I'm
We're
like,
still booked. I know. You got to like
Yeah.
book that shit a year in advance. Like,
"Yeah."
I can't remember. Me and the Peaches are going in April, but we booked it like, I want to say 4 or 5 months ago. We booked
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
But Hinsdale, I mean, like we heard. So two of them were sleeping in this bed. So when you walk in, there's a bedroom to your right, and then you walk right into the kitchen, but there's a bedroom to the right, and then there's a bathroom over here, and then there's stairs that go upstairs, and then obviously stairs that go upstairs.
And just go down. I mean,
I like this ad.
That's true.
Yeah, I didn't even.
That's true. And then off to the I'm sorry, the right was the bedroom, the left is the bathroom or the living room. So 4 of us are there, 2 of us are in that one bedroom, and we're sleeping. And me and Jossie are on this like blow-up bed, and our heads are facing the kitchen. So facing where that bedroom is, facing the kitchen. And there's Megan's on the couch, Kelly's on the couch, and Lauren's next to us on the floor. And we literally hear footsteps into the kitchen, and we thought that it was Kim or Dana coming from the bedroom. So none of us reacted. We were just talking, and we hear footsteps, and then we had baskets on the table, and like you could hear like rustling, and I was like, "Oh, so you don't think about it until afterwards, right?" But afterwards, we thought it was like one of them like getting something out of the basket and was going to come in and just hang out and talk.
yeah.
They both were passed out sleeping.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I was gonna
how
say.
do you explain that?
Yeah,
We
that's
all
always-
heard it. We all knew what we heard. Right? You guys got to go to Hinsdale. You would love it.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Just don't go outside at nighttime.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, they have. Well, I think it's bears.
Coyotes? Bears? Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm good on that.
One was coming right for us, and I pulled what Eiji did. I ran. I ran over Megan to get in the house.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say you should see how we react to bats. I don't know
I
how.
love bats.
Nah.
I don't know about. If I know they don't have like rabies, I guess they're.
Yeah. If they're chilling with
pretty
like
cute.
not knowing that they're.
That's what's so
not
scary
gonna be
about them,
fine.
personally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like with ticks, that's why ticks are
Oh,
so
I
scary.
hate ticks. I
'cause-
don't like ticks. I don't
Yeah.
like ticks. All right. So, when would have been your first experience, Austin?
Ooh.
Obviously before AJ came on, because you asked him. I do this
Yeah.
and I want you to be my camera guy, right? So,
So I was terrified of the paranormal for my
Was a young
entire
lad.
life.
me too.
Little
Uh,
Austin.
Yeah, so in my childhood home, I was like 4 years old. Um, my family's house, first people to own it, they actually built the house. They bought the land, had it built, and everything. Well, as kids, my mom and my aunts and my uncle, they all experienced stuff in the house. Um, I come along, and it's like I'm 4 years old, so 2002.
Mm.
I'm in my bedroom.
Man, I could probably wait 2002. I could be your mom. I could be your mom.
I'm about to put my mom on blast. My mom is, I think, 48.
Yeah, I could be your mom. I'm 46.
I don't want to put my mom on
Okay.
blast.
Yeah.
Up there.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
So I'm in my bedroom, going to sleep, and I heard my closet door slide open. Thought it was my mom putting clothes away. Open my eyes, and the only way I can describe this thing is if you've ever seen the movie Insidious,
Yeah.
the red-faced demon, I just see that coming out of my closet.
Oh, wow.
Well, I thought it was crazy up until I was 18 years old, and my mom and I are sitting in traffic waiting for my aunt. She starts like mentioning stuff like, yeah, when we were kids, we saw this coming out of the closet. We've experienced this. And then she starts talking about a dream. And the dream she has is identical to my dream, like my one nightmare I have of the house.
Oh, wow.
My little sisters, like we were all finishing the dream together.
Oh, wow. That's weird.
Yeah. Come to find out, my mom played the Ouija board in that bedroom when she was 16 and got the name Zozo through it, which I didn't know anything.
Sound like a person.
Yeah, when episode of Ghost Adventures, they say that it's like the Ouija board demon or something like that. And yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't like the house. Never liked the house. It's been.
I want to go investigate it.
Is it still in your family?
No, so we sold it like 3 years ago, and since we sold it, like 8 people have lived in the house.
Shut up.
Yeah, and I've actually talked to the rental company. I was like, I'll pay y'all like $3,000 to rent it for a month, and I want to do like a 30-day investigation.
That would be awesome. I mean, you're familiar.
Live in there for.
If there is something there, it's familiar with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk out possessed.
No.
He's gonna
I don't know.
come out with wall crawling abilities.
Yeah, it's just a really weird house, and I get like nightmares about the house still, like to this day. Yeah, but I never liked the paranormal. And then like 4 years ago, I was like, I don't want to be afraid of it anymore, and I've been hooked ever since. So
yeah, well, that's a good reason.
Oh, yeah.
I was like you. I was afraid. It wasn't until after I had my first experience where I was like, oh, that wasn't that bad. I want to know more about this. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like, your reasonings for getting into this wasn't to be on TV.
No.
You know what I mean? Like your reasonings and they still, I mean, like I say this all the time, like if I wouldn't want to be on TV, but if I could make money doing this, I would do it in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah.
Because it was my favorite job. Who doesn't want to do something they love for a living, right? So I would definitely, if I could make money doing this, I definitely would do it. I promise you, I don't want to be on TV. That is the last thing I need in my life. It's hectic enough. Yeah. My life doesn't have room for it. You know what I mean? So I'm good. I just would love to be able to do this and make money.
I would just like to do it for free, honestly. Like,
but I do it. But I do it for free. You know what I mean? Like,
no. I mean, like, I would like to be able to, like, locations are like $900 for one night.
I say, or win the lottery, then you don't have to work.
Yeah,
and then you don't have to worry about it.
If money wasn't an object,
right? If money was not, okay, good question. If money was not an object, where would you go? If you could go, if you guys can investigate anywhere, where would it be? And there'd be no like, you don't have to take anything into consideration, travel, money, nothing.
Alcatraz.
Really?
Alcatraz? You want to go out of
Alcatraz.
country?
I mean, out of country would be cool, but like
Dude,
Alcatraz is like my
anywhere in the
number one.
world. Yeah, Alcatraz.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I'll probably say, I think I've said something. I like Ireland, England, all those old places like that. Japan would be cool too, though. There's some
Yeah, like out
freaky
of
stuff in
Japan would be
Japan.
like my number one spot is Japan.
Yeah. Yeah.
I might have to go to Japan.
You want to go to those woods? Are they in Japan?
Yeah.
The Seaside Forest. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what the draw is. I wouldn't want to do it.
Well, that and I watch, or my mom watches a lot of paranormal Japanese YouTubers.
Uh-huh.
And I've seen a few clips of they're pretty much like I guess like urban hunters, I guess. There's a lot of abandoned old houses in Japan, and there's some freaky stuff that they catch in these houses. And these houses are like, I'm talking old, like
I'd watch that.
Doors are all sliding, paper doors, stuff like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, freaky stuff.
That does sound
very freaky stuff. I might be able to send you a
yeah, please. I want to see some of them.
A channel or something.
I honestly would love to. The White House would be my.
I was just thinking that. I was like, all right, well, I know the White House has never been investigated, and that would be pretty cool because it's like the number one most. Yeah.
That would be cool, and then of course, ever since my trip to Italy, now I'm like, okay, the Vatican.
Ooh, the Vatican would be.
There's catacombs all around. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so old there. Like,
and they have like the
I'm literally
for
walking
exorcism
on streets that were like built in the 11th century.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm looking at this. They have a building called the Pantheon, and it was built 27 years before Jesus Christ was born, and it's still standing. Like, you can go in there and walk around. Like, I'm like, you could just feel. I don't know what it is. I don't want to say energy, but you could just feel. It's so humbling, I guess. I can't explain it. But to be able to investigate places like that would be really cool.
Yeah.
But I would have to do the White House first, though.
White House is dope.
Yeah, I would.
I think it'd be cool just walking around and like finding all this, going through each room, finding out how many rooms are in there, and stuff.
You'd get lost.
The hidden passageways and stuff, dude.
Oh yeah, dude.
So now you guys get together, right? And you guys start. So take us through how Forgotten Exploration started to get serious. I mean, you have to get a foundation, right? And you got your foundation. And then what was your plan? And your original plan for it, is that what you guys are doing now, or did it change along the way?
I definitely feel like it changed. Probably I'd say when we met, the Flu Murray promotions crew and stuff like that, that's really when we're like, all right, this has potential. Like you said, we're very young, and the YouTube,
so people like us.
Yeah, they don't get a good rep. So it's definitely like gaining the respect that we have been gaining and stuff. Which, I mean, that's just how we present ourselves. We're not fake or anything like that. We don't put a front up. Like, whatever you see whenever you're with us is what we are all the time. We'll joke around with each other and stuff like that. We'll act stupid and stuff. But when it's time to actually get serious and investigate, that's when we throw everything, all the BS out the window.
Yeah. And then Cabin 360, was that one of your guys' first? I can't remember if that was one of your guys' first things that you did for Forgot. So tell us about Cabin 360.
So the cabin on 360 is a property in Mechanicsville, Virginia. It has seen the deadliest battle of the Civil War, which is the Battle of Cold Harbor. It also saw a very, very grisly murder in the 1970s, 1979. And it was an assault and a gunshot murder from Randy Lynn Elliott to his 12-year-old half sister, Melissa Elliott. That was the first investigation that myself, Eiji, Jacob, and Wheeler all were a part of together. Myself, Eiji, and Jacob, we had discussed, bringing Wheeler into the channel before we went on the investigation. And we were like, I haven't heard anything about this location, so I'm not expecting too much. Let's just bring him on this, dip his toes in the water. That went out the window because didn't know how serious everything was about that location because we don't really look up anything before we go.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to have that mindset of, okay, yeah, this is
or we
going
don't
to
go like in depth, and too in depth.
Yeah.
But yeah, the evidence that we called that weekend that we stayed there, we were only supposed to stay there one night, but the team that was booking it the night after us actually canceled. And we were like, all right, we're going to take that. And we got a deal on that. So we were able to do a 2-night investigation, which was honestly the best case scenario because everything happened that second day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Austin and Wheeler, and this is Wheeler's first time ever investigating, and I wish he was here to talk about it, but
Yeah.
him and Austin, well, Austin can because you were there, but him and Austin saw a shadow figure, and like personally, I still haven't really seen anything. Like I haven't really seen a shadow. I know like Kevin and Rachel says that she's seen like full on like faces and stuff like that. I've still yet to seen anything like that.
Oh, I haven't.
So when,
I've been doing this 20 years.
yeah, so
something like that.
Yeah, when Jacob and Austin were coming out saying that they saw like a shadow, I was like,
You were pissed.
not pissed, but I was like,
He was disappointed.
dang, what's a little not disappointed, but because like this was
okay.
still, yeah, it was still I was still somewhat, I think I was investigating with Austin for close to a year at that point.
Yeah, at that point it had been almost a year.
And the scariest thing at that point was the Heyman house bit. So
Which I was upset that I didn't get to hear the growl for that. So
yeah, you could barely even hear the footsteps.
Yeah.
If you're talking about like footage wise and stuff like that. But yeah, no, I was a little butthurt that Jacob got to see a full shadow.
It wasn't even a full shadow.
But even if you were there, you never can. I mean, like I think we all have different antennas. Like you may see something that you don't. You might see it that they don't. There might be three. That's why I think a lot of times, like I'm in scenarios where you hear a disembodied voice, but only there's say there's 10 people there, only 2 people hear it.
Yeah, kind of like the spirits click with like some.
Yeah,
they're like, all right, you get to hear this. Or
you
get to see this.
Yeah, I choose you.
Yeah, no, I mean, we went over. So at the cabin, you have the cabin, and then you have the rancher.
This is wild.
Which the rancher is where the murder took place. The cabin is where an attempted suicide took place. And then the woods behind it is where the battle took place. So the whole place is battlefield territory.
Right.
Jacob, Hunter, and Eiji were in the cabin. And I needed to use the restroom, but the restroom was occupied. So I went over to the rancher, and I didn't want to go alone because I was like, I don't know what to expect at this point. This place has been freaking me out since I've been here. We go there. The basement door is wide open, which we shut and latched it. And I'm like walking to the bathroom, and Wheeler's like, yo, didn't we close this? And I'm like, yeah, and of course we don't have a camera or anything, So
It always
nobody
happens.
like, yeah. So it's our word against everybody else's in a way. But I go to the door, close it, and I latch it. And as I'm like latching it, I turn and look at him, and I'm like, yeah, there's no way that this is gonna close now. And mid sentence, it goes from like how bright it is in my room right now to like pitch black. And we just stop and we like are both staring at each other, and you see both of our eyes start to water. And I'm like, did you see that? And he's like, why did you have to say something? I was hoping that it was just my imagination. And so then I was like, look, you're not going to scare us. We're here for another night. It was calling us, I'm allowed to cuss on this, right?
Yeah.
It was calling us pussies and stuff like throughout the entire night before. I was like, nah, we're not scared. And then you hear something running up the basement stairs.
Oh, wow.
And that's when I was like, all right, I'm a little scared now. Let's go ahead and get out of this house.
Yeah, screw that. I don't
if
think I remember that.
That would scare shit out of me.
Oh yeah,
That would
I
scare
would've-
me. I'm not gonna lie.
ran.
Isn't that
Probably jumped
crazy?
through the window.
Like, we go into these places and stuff like hoping to experience something, but then when it happens, you're like, "What the fuck?" You know what I mean? Like,
it's because you can't see it. Like,
yeah,
you can't see anything. So it's like,
yeah.
like
well
everybody's
until you
like,
can,
okay, what?
until you can, and it's
Yeah,
coming up,
that's
crawling
what
out
I
your closet.
Running to me is a little aggressive, right? Like, if
Oh, the
something's
running, yeah, like
running,
the fast, like
yeah, like if
oh,
something's
that.
running, like that means that they're not afraid of me.
Yeah, and
So I need to be afraid of it.
the thing that freaked us out more is the next week we actually had a meeting with one of the caretakers. We hadn't told him anything that we experienced or anything, and he proceeds to go, yeah, I remember one day that I started talking shit to whatever was in the rancher, and it started running up the basement stairs at me.
Hmm.
And like Wheeler and I turned and looked at each other, and Dennis, he goes, you experienced it too, didn't you? And I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, I can tell. And I'm like,
But I mean, you
what
really
does that mean?
really weren't talking shit when you said
No,
it.
but I was just like, you're not gonna scare me. Like, I'm not
Right.
scared.
Yeah.
It-
And it went, oh, really? Hold my
Yeah.
beer. Hold my beer.
Yeah, honestly.
Jacob said, the officer said, Jacob, hold my hand.
Yeah, dude.
So, yeah. So, because I remember you guys saying how much you love that place. Like you
Mhm.
guys have gone back
Yeah.
there several times. Have
Yeah.
you done any events there?
No, so
We've been they've hosted, they run events themselves, and we've like
yeah, we've attended, we've
tagged
assisted
along,
and stuff but we haven't hosted an event there. I'm hoping if everything goes well, because right now, unfortunately, the cabin is up for sale. The entire property is up for sale. They are trying to. One of the caretakers are trying to purchase it so that it can, stay as
a
Paranormal.
guaranteed, paranormal kind of thing.
But we're hoping to do something next year where all proceeds go to Wounded Warrior Project. So
Right. That's awesome. You
Oh,
guys,
yeah. I know Dennis does a lot of
you guys should
stuff
put
like
money
that.
together and get it.
yeah, it's like 750,000
Oh,
because it's right there on the interstate. It's right off of Route 360, so it's all commercial land.
If we do, I'm bringing a tent, sleeping in the woods.
Yeah, okay.
no, not me.
No,
I wouldn't do
Look at
that.
that one.
no, I probably won't.
No, I wouldn't do it.
But
Listen, first
it
of all,
does get spooky in
let's talk
there.
about where it's at. It's in.
It gets
West
hot and
Virginia?
spooky.
It's in West Virginia or Virginia.
Virginia.
Okay,
It's
wrong turn. People live in the woods. Just saying.
That is true.
And that is nothing against, because I live near the Pine Barrens. Wrong turn. People live in the Pine
Yeah.
Barrens.
That's one thing I want to do. I want to go to the Pine Barrens. I want to hunt the Jersey Devil.
Listen, if you go back there, it's literally a horror movie back in those. There's so many trails, there are so many, and there's Pineys, aka wrong turn people. That like
Great.
they have their own rules. Like they don't care. Like the cops don't even go back there. Forget it.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
mean, it's cool if you go with somebody that knows what their way around back there, or else you're looking at another Blair Witch movie. You know what I'm saying? Like you're in the
That's
woods
all I'm
with
thinking
your
about.
phone and you're like,
Yeah,
I can't get out. I can't get out. But you gotta know where you're going back there. But it is like you have Batstow, you have the Pine Barrens, all that area there, heavily like, there's all kinds of because mafia would dump bodies back there.
Yeah.
So there's all kinds of stuff that come from the Pine Barrens and Batstow.
2,000 subs. We go film for the Pine Barrens.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude. I think I'm gonna be sick that day.
The Pine Barrens is
Well,
cool.
let's do it. Just send us an address and we'll go to it.
So they have
If
the
it's
Pine
legal.
Barrens. So there's this one place called Atzion, and it's right next to Batstow. And I really don't. I'm not a big. I don't think, and this is no disrespect to anybody that does or that investigates cemeteries, but I really don't think that there are a lot of I don't think cemeteries are haunted. Granted, there are some cemeteries that tend to. There's things that have happened, especially at Atzion Cemetery, where I was like just an enthusiast and I thought I knew what I was doing. You know what I mean? I had some Class A EVPs from that cemetery. Class A EVPs, like literally answering us. I said, it was just me and my sister and her boyfriend. And I'm like, okay. I said, we got to say our names before we do our EVP, and I'm like, it's Taryn. She's like, Kim, Eric. And you hear Beth in unison. And I was like, did you hear that? Like, we round it. It was like, and of course, it was more of a whisper. It was like Beth, but you can hear it. And then the other EVP, we were walking around and our flashlight started to go out. I got scared, not gonna lie, because we're in a cemetery in the woods of the Pine Barrens, and like, like I would just, you could disappear and nobody would ever find you, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, where's the car at? Because I couldn't get my bearings. It was so dark. And nobody answered me. The two of them, they were up a ways. I didn't think they heard me. So I was like, where's the car at? And my sister goes, it's over there. And then she said, I think I just heard somebody fucking coughing. Right. So I go back and we're listening. And the first time I say, where's the car at? You hear, it's over here. That's where I came from.
Nah.
I'm not even kidding you. I'll send it to you guys. It's literally like it's over here. That's where I came from. And then you hear this, like you hear this noise. I said something buzzed in my ear. Like it sounded like a bug. But that's when my sister goes, dude, that sounded like somebody fucking coughing. So she actually heard whatever that noise was.
Yeah.
And after that, she was like, I
was gagged.
Nah, did you see me shiver, dude? I had a chill go on my back, dude.
It literally is one of my most favorite. I'll never forget it. It was one of my most and again, I was just an enthusiast. Like I was like, I watched Ghost Hunters and thought I could do that.
Yeah.
Right? So I go running around cemeteries and trying to talk to dead people because I think, that, but to get those EVPs from there, I'm telling you, you guys will love it. Batstow and the Pine Barrens is pretty freaky. Yes, the Jersey Devil supposedly is in there somewhere. But if you guys ever come this way, let me know. We'll go to the Pine Barrens. We'll go to Batstow and Atzion and all that stuff.
Just know that I'm bringing night vision goggles now that I know flashlights just randomly die and it's pitch black. I'm probably bringing a weapon of some sort. Now that I know about the wrong turn people that have their own set of rules in the forest.
Oh, yeah. Their own rules, man. You can't mess with them people. Somebody used to be like a park ranger for that area, and he's like, one night I'm driving down one of the trails, and this guy just like half steps out. He had like a clown mask on, half steps out into because people go like, off-roading back there and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's like that type of area, right? And heavily wooded. But he goes, he just steps like a Michael Myers type shit, right?
Yeah.
Just like half steps out and he's just standing there. I'm like, what'd you do? He's like, I put my fucking car in reverse and got
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
What do you think I did? I was like,
Yeah.
Like, I don't get
Okay,
paid
fine.
enough for that shit.
yeah, he was like, no, man. He's like, I'm cool. Do not pass go. I get it.
Yeah, rightfully so. If I'm on the job, I'm doing the same thing. Unless I know it's like I've seen videos of security guards at you know, oh, I can't think of the word, graveyards,
Yeah,
Cemeteries.
cemeteries, yeah. And there's people like in crypts and stuff like that, and like I can't think of, or I can't remember exactly what happened, but I think it was a person peeking around the corner,
Yeah.
and the guy runs in there, checks the corner.
Yeah, no, I
and
wouldn't run
it's a
in
dead
there.
end. Yeah, no, it's
I
like
mean, if we were investigating paranormal wise, right? I would have to go see if it was a person.
Yeah.
yeah.
But if you're just like hanging out and that shit happens,
Oh yeah, no, I'm walking the other way.
I'm running because
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
in my head, it is a person that's going to like, kidnap me and
Possibly.
harvest
Yeah.
my organs, right?
Yeah.
Like that's
My luck, I'm
I
gonna be
go
on an
to the worst-
investigation.
I go to the worst scenario possible.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, my family's like, you're not scared of this stuff, and I'm like, no, I'm scared of human people. That is
Yeah.
the one. When we slept in our car for Heyman House, myself and Jacob woke up to like people peeking into the car, and I opened one eye and I said, yeah, and I'm whispering. I said,
Oh my
there's
god!
people looking at us. He goes, I know. And Eiji gets up, like fully gets up in the back seat. He's like, what are y'all talking about right now? And I'm like, dude,
Get
dude, we're
down.
gonna get killed.
They'll see you if you sit up.
We ended up getting out of the car. They were homeless people, but they were like, you know what the fuck goes on in that house? And I was like,
Wow.
yeah, that's why we're in the car right
That's
now,
scary.
sleeping.
That's why we're in the
That
car.
reminds me of Chernobyl Diaries when they were
Yeah.
in that van in the middle of Chernobyl and looking out the window and seeing. Oh no,
Yeah.
they know. I probably would have peed in your car, just so you know.
I was scared. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm like,
I was tired and asleep.
our knives are in the house.
I went back to sleep.
Best thing I have right now is a phone charger in my hand.
I've seen too many movies. You know what I'm saying? Like I automatically go to the worst scenario possible.
Yeah.
Like that, I would have been like, great, the strangers people are here. They're gonna kill
Yeah.
us, right?
Why'd you do it? You were there. You answered the door.
Yes. Yeah, like
Why'd you do it? Your friend got up in the back seat. That's the only reason.
yeah. Why? Because he woke up and sat up.
Yeah.
But what was I
That would
gonna
be
ask?
luck.
I was gonna say something. But anytime you guys come down, seriously, like
Yeah.
you have a place to stay. I'm 45 minutes from all the big, like the Atzion, Batstone stuff. So you guys are more than welcome to stay here and crash, and we'll go ghost hunting, not wrong turn people hunting. So
Yeah, no. Oh,
Once the sun starts to set, I'm good.
there's a lot of cool places in that area. Like there's Burlington County Jail. That's really, they hold haunted events and everything like that. So they're
Nice.
I think they were on Ghost Hunters. Ghost Hunters actually went there. And then there's a lot of old places around this area. You take for granted when you live somewhere.
mhm.
Yeah.
The stuff that's around. Fort Mifflin is 15 minutes from my house.
Okay.
Okay, nice.
So that's another awesome haunted place, that
Yeah.
love going to.
Yeah.
But anyways, so what have you guys been? Tell everybody tell everybody like everything about like what you guys have been doing. You have where are you at with your? You consider them documentaries or?
So as of right now, we've kind of changed up a little bit, like our, what is it called? Our
Just the way we put together
the
our
way
videos.
we
Content.
do stuff. Yeah, our content. So we don't want to be considered like those YouTube kids or anything like that. We want to be taken a little bit more serious with our content. So
We're just putting more. I would say we're
more
just
work
putting more
into it.
love. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we got a drone.
Oh,
the
that's
drone footage is
Yeah,
like
so we're getting
great.
Yeah.
We've been
starting to
scheduling interviews and stuff with like the actual caretakers and stuff from the properties.
and then we're gonna try to put more of shots of those people telling
The history and everything.
maybe
Yeah.
a couple of their experiences too.
And then end it with like our own experience that we're doing while we're there.
I do find that people do love to learn about histories of the locations.
Yeah.
Whenever I do a live interview somewhere or an investigation, like I'll walk around with the people while we're doing the walkthrough and I go live. And people love to hear the history.
Yeah.
Before the investigation, like the history of the location, meaning like the documented history. Not
the
paranormal
in-book stuff.
claims,
Yeah.
but like the what it was and how many people died there, or this and that, like just like kind of like a backstory of the location, So that's awesome. So how many seasons do you guys have?
So we're about to finish up our third. The finale comes out the day before Halloween. During the month of October, we actually have 8 episodes coming out. 2 episodes a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8:13. It'll be airing starting next Tuesday. And we have places like Whitehill Mansion, Selma Mansion.
A couple of old places like Cabin on 360.
Cabin on 360, Manor House in Williamsburg.
Have you guys ever been to Octagon Mansion?
No.
I don't think so.
Not Octagon Hall, Octagon Mansion. It's in Whitfield. It's in Whitfield, Virginia.
Okay. No, I've never been.
Amazing. I'm not kidding you.
Okay.
It is it. So if you have time, I went last April. It was just me and my fiance, but we went down there. I was doing a live interview for Paranormal Brew. So we did a live interview with the owner, and then me and the owner, only the two of us, investigated. And I was live the entire time. So the interactions with the equipment and I don't edit. I don't know the first thing about editing. So, right. So what you see is 1000% raw.
Yeah.
Like I'm live and I just leave the live up. I don't edit it. I don't do anything. So it's literally the investigation's a little over 3 hours long, but there was phantom noises caught. There was, we're in this one room. And again, it takes a lot for me to think something's paranormal, right? But because I was live, like we had all this equipment out, and we had things on different areas. The equipment's like, it got to a point where you started to believe that it was intelligently answering, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we weren't asking questions, and we didn't realize this at first because we would start talking, nothing would go off. When we would ask questions, stuff would go off. And at one point, it was kind of quiet. And I said, okay, if you guys aren't in this room with us anymore, I said, can you make a noise as to where you're at? We'll come wherever you are. One of their trigger props goes off in the dining room right at that time. It was like, ding, dong. And
That's crazy.
Right? So I look at it, and then I'm like, I go, John, are you fucking with me?
Yeah. What is it?
I'm like, what is this for real? Like,
what button did you just press?
Right. I'm like,
exactly.
Are you doing something? He's like, what? I'm like, seriously, like you can hear it in my voice because I'm like, I've never had like this kind of interaction before.
Yeah.
With stuff, you know what I mean? And I'm like, I don't know if I can believe it. He's like, but you're seeing it. And I'm like, and hearing it. And I'm like, I know, but I'm telling you guys would love that place.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll definitely put it in our.
It was built in 1870, and not only is it old, but like he collects artifacts from like historic artifacts from all over the world. Like whether it's, like he's got Civil War stuff, World War II stuff, Revolutionary War stuff. He's got presidential stuff. He's got, like you name it. His whole entire house is a museum.
Yeah.
So it's all cool. Museum. So it's cool. But if you have time, I tell everybody, like, please watch it. I want everybody's opinion on it. You know what I mean? Because the who came on, and then Jay Hill came on at one point. I streamed him in, and he was trying to do like a remote thing.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, it was insane. We had 2 REM pods next to each other, and Jay Hill was like, "Okay, make the one to the left go off." It's like beep. I make the one to the right beep, and then I was like, "I don't understand what's happening in this house."
Aaron's sitting there, she's like, "What the fuck is going on
I
right now?"
really
Yeah.
was. You should have seen
Is
me. I was
Ashton
like,
Kutcher about to come out? Like,
he goes, "All right, if to know it's you, I want you to make the one on the left 3 times fast. Boop, boop, boop." I'm like, I'm fucking done. I'm like, I can't explain this. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
I'm like, I think John's messing with me. I'm like, how is this happening? Right?
yeah,
It was insane. It was crazy. And I don't know enough about the equipment. I don't know enough about, you know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
so that's why I tell everybody, I'm like, please watch and let me know. Like, I want to know what people think about that, because that's why I have never taken it down. Sometimes I'll take my investigations down because they're live, and if they're like, you know, I don't edit. So if I
they're
can't
like real
edit it,
investigations where it's just like you're just sitting there for like,
right,
yeah.
you know, I'll delete them, or if you know something like that. But I left that one up because to me
Yeah,
that was like, it was crazy. It was crazy the whole night, you know. I mean, I heard disembodied voice. We heard something like metal scrape, and you hear it on the audio, like you hear it on the live, like people were hearing stuff. So it was good. It was awesome. I highly recommend it.
It was good. That would have freaked me out. The metal scraping.
Yeah, because that's
The
what
soul
like-
being dragged across the.
Oh,
I was like,
I'd
you
be
hear
like,
that?
nah,
He's like,
that's
yeah,
like some
that.
Freddy Krueger type shit. I'm good.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, it was amazing. Like it was really one of my most favorite. I've only been there once. It's an 8-hour drive for me. So
Okay.
I've only been there once, but if you guys go, I will go back. I'll go. I'll make the truck down there for sure.
You said it's called Octagon Mansion?
Yeah, it's in Wytheville, Virginia. Wythe.
It's got to beat me to it.
5-hour drive from us, dude.
Excuse me? What'd you say?
5-hour
Is
drive.
it? Oh,
Yeah.
wow. That's not bad though.
No, it's probably like in the western part of Virginia. So, because we're literally as far East Coast as you can be. It's not bad though.
We're like
Literally,
pretty
we're-
much right on Virginia Beach.
It's less than Hayman House.
Yeah, it's
This
worth
is
it.
nice.
I'm telling you, it's worth
Yeah.
a 5-hour drive. You can stay there, or they have like a deal with there's like a Quality Inn or something down the road where I think
Yeah.
it's like $60 a night or something.
Okay.
Nice.
But you can stay there. They just don't have a shower. They have running water, but there's no shower. You know what I mean? So you'd be able to like use their bathroom and
Yeah.
brush your teeth and stuff, but there's no shower. But so there's this one room downstairs that goes to the outside. Well, there's still graves underneath this floor.
Damn.
If we go, you have to sleep in that room.
So I slept in the room next to that room.
Yeah, that would be me sleeping in the room. Yeah.
But yeah, there's still graves under the. I don't know what was there prior, but there's graves under there. So
What's the creepiest part in that building? Because if I have to sleep in there, AJ, you have to stay in the other room like for an hour by yourself.
You better save that room with the what's it called?
what?
The graves.
The graves under the room.
Yeah. I actually more happened upstairs in the house. And again, I just went down there to go to sleep. So I don't know if anything, happened while we were there sleeping, but I don't know, upstairs, that one room we were in for like, so they call it the library. And we were in there the longest because that was, but when that thing went off in the other room, I'm like, I can't, I'm like, I don't know what's happening.
You have to sit in the library by yourself for an
Yeah. Sounds
The
good.
library is really cool. You guys would
Right.
like it.
We're
So-
booking it 2025
Yeah, you should do it.
March.
Do it.
That'll be our second one for 2025.
You will not regret it. Trust me.
Hopefully they're open. Not open, but available.
I'll be
Look
like,
into it.
Reach out to
I mean,
them.
like-
Yeah.
It's John Cushman and Debbie Cushman. I just was with him this past weekend in Gettysburg we investigated the orphanage and we investigated the Jenny Wade house.
I want to do the orphanage so
The
freaking bad.
orphanage was awesome.
Orphanage sounds spooky.
The orphanage was great, and I
friends with them.
You're friend with John Cushman.
Yeah,
he's super. He is like a phenomenal person. Like, I love him. He's an interesting guy. So yeah, it's totally worth it. What was I just saying? Oh yeah, so reach out to him or Debbie, and talk to them and say that you say just say you're friends with me. You know what I mean? Because they trust me in my opinion. So just say you recommended us to call you and
heard this place is awesome. Let us know when we can.
I have to sleep in the room with the coffins.
Yeah.
So what locations have you what have been your favorite? I know that's a sucky question to ask, but what have been your favorite location? What do you think some of your best?
So for me personally, Cabin on 360 is always going to be like one of the probably top 3 for me of all time, just because of the relationship that we built with the caretakers, the stuff that we've done there, and honestly the bond that was formed between all of us for that weekend that we spent there. But one video that we came out with earlier on in the year, we actually did an investigation with Kevin and Rachel. It was me, Wheeler, Kevin, and Rachel at Fairfield Infirmary in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
And that investigation, the night ended like the last hour that we were there. Kevin and I were in the basement getting some B-roll just for background footage and stuff like that. And we go into this room known as the portal room, which apparently mediums don't like going in there. There's just a really weird feeling. Kevin and I go in there and the feeling was very weird. But then we start hearing somebody walking outside the room. And I was like, it's Wheeler and Rachel. They're like trying to fucking scare us.
Right.
So I called the walkie and I'm expecting to hear the walkie beep outside the room. I don't hear anything. Well, then I hear Wheeler call back and he's like, no, we're in home base right now. I'm like, okay, I definitely should have heard him like outside this room if he's talking.
Right.
We walk out of the room and we sit there for a second, just like looking at our surroundings. We start hearing something growling at us, like with our own ears.
Growled out a lot.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is that normally not happen? I said, does that normally not happen? Get growled at? I feel like we get growled at.
We get growled at
once
a lot,
a year.
dude. But that's actually the only time I've heard a growl. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
I've only heard it at Heyman House. So
yeah, so that was the only time that I've ever heard that. And Kevin and I ran because first thing that came to my mind was, oh shit, there's a coyote in here. Like,
I'm
not trying to get mauled by an animal.
Right.
Well, we go back down. We start we cleared every room on the bottom floor, and Wheeler and Rachel were with us that time. We go back into that room. Sure enough, you start hearing something walking outside the room again. And in the video, you see Rachel stop, turn, and look at me. And then Wheeler's face, dude, he was terrified. And I was like, yeah, y'all thought we were lying? No, we weren't lying. Like, this is weird. And I start freaking out. I'm like, Kevin, we need to get out of here. He's like, there's only one way to get out, and it's towards whatever we just heard.
I think that's probably the spookiest night that you've experienced since doing the paranormal stuff.
Yeah, no,
I think
ever since starting the YouTube channel and stuff, that's definitely the scariest.
I think Wheeler,
scariest I've been.
Yeah.
And you have that on your channel, right? Like you guys.
Yeah, and you hear the growl in the video. You can hear the footsteps in the video. You can hear everything. And I was shocked that we actually got it because it wasn't, the camera wasn't recording. Even though Kevin and I both saw the camera like filming, nothing was recording.
Oh, wow.
Up until like 10 seconds before the growl happened.
Oh, wow.
So
that's interesting.
Yeah, I was like, that is pure luck on that. Like that is
Well, I mean, because sometimes it's usually the opposite, right?
yeah.
It's usually the opposite. So it's almost like it wants to be heard.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But Fairfield is like definitely one of my favorite spots. And
Yeah.
it's cheap. It's very cheap. It's,
Is it?
yeah, during the week, I think it's $150 for up to 8 people, and then
Oh, wow.
weekends is $300 for 8 people.
I love that.
And it's owned by Adam Kimmel and I'm gonna pronounce her name wrong. Addie Gaddis.
Uh-huh.
They're the owners, and honestly, they both do the paranormal stuff. Adam has his own YouTube channel and stuff. He's like, I don't feel like raising the prices because I know how it is to be an investigator and having to pay these high prices for all this stuff. So
Yeah. You know what else other location looks interesting? I see, but is I don't know if you guys have been there or heard about it, McIntyre Villa, but that's in Kansas.
I've heard of that. Yeah, I have. I think Project Fear did something on it.
Oh, did they?
I think so.
So yeah,
And they were on TV and stuff. I'm not sure. I could be getting the team wrong, but
Stephanie, her name's Stephanie owns it, Stephanie O'Reilly, and
okay.
She has like security. She has cameras throughout the house, so she will share stuff when weird stuff happens. And she's not one of those like everything's paranormal either.
Yeah.
So like, the stuff that she puts up has a little bit of, it always, draws my attention. I'm like, well, that was a little odd. Or like there's EVPs in the videos, or just things shutting, opening, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so that's another place that's really cool. And then, but you guys, have you been to do any of your seasons have the same locations, or do you try to go to different?
Yes. So honestly, I think on the channel, we have like 2 videos of the old hospital on College Hill. We don't try to go to one spot like literally like too often, but we do like to go back because it's like you get the best results when you go back to places multiple times.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like there's a place I go to all the time. Like I said, if you come up this way, I have several, not just the Pine Barrens, but like Bird Mansion we were just at, and we had a great time there. Like we've what sucks about that kind of stuff is like you never know, what if it's a dead night, right?
Yeah.
And it happens. It does happen, unfortunately. But I mean, luckily so far we've investigated there probably 7-8 times, and we've gotten at least EVPs at least, you know what I mean? So that place is cool, and you stay there for free. So, yeah. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that up this way. I don't know how long it takes you to get to Jersey, but
I think it's like 8 hours. It's not bad. I drove that by myself. I think a year and a half ago. I went to Bailey Seaton. So I did that. Bailey Seaton with Paranormal Reality TV. Went there.
Oh, JV and Britt?
Yeah, JV and Britt. Yeah,
I love JV.
They're really cool.
Yeah, I still I still talk to them and but I'll make the connection for them for locations. Like I'll talk to the owners, and sometimes like if it's close enough, I'll meet him and Jay out there and just hang out with them and stuff, like, you know what I mean? But I love JV. Yeah. They're good guys. Him and Jay are awesome. But so you said 8 episodes are coming out in October.
Yep.
How many episodes do you have in a season?
Usually last season we did I think we did 20, and then season 1 we did 12.
Wow.
But this season we're only doing like 10 just because life.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say one thing that while we also go back to places is just time and money.
Yeah, for sure.
But
like literally
every point of getting new stuff though. While going there, you can test out different.
Yeah, dude, like we got Randy the second time we went to the cabin.
Yeah, we're not even that. Well, I was going to say Williamsburg. we've been going there later in the evenings, like later at night when there's not a lot of people walking around.
Yeah.
We've been getting some pretty crazy responses, and I think we have a Williamsburg episode
Yep.
for this
Oh, that's cool. You
October.
should have a Gettysburg episode too.
That's exactly what I was thinking, Taryn. Get out of my mind. But I was thinking, like, stay 2 or 3 days in Gettysburg and hit a few different locations.
Hey, if you need a paranormal tour guide,
I was gonna say that can be its own whole like
Yeah, literally mini
3-4 episode,
Yeah,
mini
dude.
season.
well,
Yeah.
I did it with
The Hauntings
SRS
of
Paranormal.
Gettysburg.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
SRS Paranormal came up from
Okay.
Tennessee, and we were there Friday to Sunday, and the whole weekend I just took them to all the hot spots, and we did like little mini investigations. We did EVPs. We
Okay.
we had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
you
I was gonna
can't
say, I
have,
know.
you can't have Williamsburg without Gettysburg.
Yeah.
Gettysburg like is Trump. You know what I mean? Like you just get, and I don't mean the politician. I mean like Trump.
It'll
Gettysburg
beat it.
trumps all others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to not create any political stuff on my
Yeah.
video.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you ever guys think about doing Gettysburg, I definitely would love to
Definitely. I don't think we've done anything
For sure.
in
No,
Gettysburg, so
no.
everything would be new at that point. So
and they just opened up farmhouses in the park, in the battlefield that you
that
can
sounds
stay at.
spooky.
There's like 2 or 3 of them that you can stay at inside the park.
Oh, no way.
It,
That would be wild if like Yorktown Beach and
yeah. If
Jamestown and stuff like
yeah,
that would do
literally
stuff like that. That'd be
There's
crazy.
a house that the Dobbins house rents out. It's called the Little Round Top Farmhouse. And you literally can walk out the back door, walk down this path, and you're at Little Round Top.
That's dope.
And
That's
I
so
know
cool.
people that have stayed there that weren't in the paranormal, and they're calling me. They're like, Taryn, we just heard footsteps downstairs.
What
and
the
they're
heck is happening?
what is that? I'm like, okay, first of all, I'm in New Jersey. You guys are in Gettysburg. I don't know what it is. I'm like, somebody's got to go downstairs and check it out. They're like, fuck that, I'm not going downstairs. And I'm like, what if somebody's actually walking around in the house?
They're staying for free that night.
We didn't hear the door open. We didn't hear the door. You know what I mean? Like they're like,
Yeah.
and then so then he goes, well, I'm gonna put a recorder out. I'm like, are you sure you want to do that? If you're that scared about footsteps, you know what I mean? And he actually caught some stuff, and he's like sending it to me from his phone because did it on his phone.
Yeah.
And he actually caught some stuff, so I want to stay there too because and then he's like reading some of the stuff throughout then he picks up like people write in there. He's like every other pages, people are talking about how they heard stuff and felt stuff, and like they were just there to like vacation. Like, they're like, oh, we're here with my kids and my wife, and this happened. We looked out the window and saw this, and and so yeah, so yeah. All right, so tell everybody where they can find you. I've had you guys for an hour. That time went by so fast.
It happens.
Always does, yeah.
Yeah. We're on
Everybody, where to
TikTok.
find you? All your videos.
Yep.
It's Forgotten Explorations, right?
Yep. You can find us on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We post all of our stuff on YouTube. However, our TikToks are usually just like behind the scenes or like promotional videos.
Or like little what's it called? Clips of of crazy stuff.
If you follow us on Facebook, we're possibly going to do another investigation giveaway next year. We did one last year and it was pretty successful.
Oh, that's cool.
But,
what is that? What do you mean?
Not even that. I think it was fun.
Yeah.
But
we just did a giveaway investigation where people could come. Their investigation was completely paid for. We had food and drinks and everything at the cabin on 360 is where we hosted it. They got to stay with us from, I think it was like 7 p.m. until 6 a.m. and just investigate the entire night.
That's awesome. Good for you guys. Look at you giving back. I love you guys. You guys keep it real, please. I mean, you guys are doing good things. And I know this is a little cliche, but the good people always tend to get ahead. You know what I mean? And because you're in it for the right reason, your intentions are pure, your heart's in it. So I always wish you guys the best. I love you guys. I mean, I've known Austin the longest, and I think Rachel introduced us, right?
Probably.
Yes.
Because I think Rachel was like, "Hey," I think Rachel was like, "Will you have my friends on your show?" You know, and that was when you guys were guys just started out, and very thankful for her for doing that because
I love Kevin. I love Rachel.
Yeah, but I enjoy your guys' video. Please go check them out on YouTube and watch their they are really good. You guys will not be disappointed. If you guys are in for like not like the jumping and the this and the that, and you guys just want to see an investigation.
There's some of that coming this Halloween special. There's some of that just because like
well, if stuff is happening, that's one thing.
No, there was some scary shit that happened.
Well, that in Austin tends to freak me out a little bit. Well, like someone will scream and then I'll scream, or I'll scream and someone else will scream.
We all scream for ice cream.
That's not, yeah.
Yeah, that's how it happens.
Well, I'm telling you, if we videoed our stuff, you'll see me. I get scared. I get jump scared very easily. So like
it jumps out the window.
I'm telling you, I jump scared.
That was almost me.
With that bear, you would have seen me run literally.
Yeah, no, that's completely different. Nah, fuck that.
I think I would have just frozen up and died.
Over. I'm like, it's a bear. They're like, what? I'm like, it's a bear. And I stand up, and they're just standing there. I wasn't waiting. I see the eyes like this, and they're like coming closer. I'm like,
screw that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, if y'all aren't in this house,
I was so scared.
I'm like, if you guys aren't in this house by the time I get in it, you're locked out. I'm sorry.
It's funny because I had equipment on my lap, and when I stood up, it all just went flying. I forgot about it. Yep. I ran. Literally had a tear coming out of my eye when I was running into the house. Like I did not turn around and see what they were doing. They stayed out there. I don't know how the fuck they stayed out there. But then they said nothing ever came up. I said,
Eiji, if we do it, you have to get on my shoulders. We just have to be bigger than the bear, dude.
I don't know about that.
He's gonna look. He's gonna be like, that mofo has 4 arms. I'm
not. Dude, that bear is not gonna give up.
They're like, it's not a bear. But I go to say it's a bear because I don't want to say I ran from something else, like, you know.
Nah, you saw eyes moving. Nah, that's.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say you can never be ashamed for running / saving your own life.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
all I was thinking was my head was gonna go flying off my shoulders. Like that's one swipe from a bear, whoosh, it's over.
They go back and they're like, "Who are we speaking with?" And turned like, "It's me. I told you it was a fucking bear."
Right? I'm telling you. And it came from the area we were just at. Like,
yeah, that's even freakier. I don't.
Yes,
that thing was like hunting.
I felt so uncomfortable where we were. I made us all like there was 3 of us out there, and we were out where they had just recently found unmarked graves. So we were out there, and our backs are. I made us all have our backs to each other, so we had a 360 view of the entire. We had a night vision camera out there. We had a FLIR. We had, because I was like, we need all. I don't like being in the woods like this. And we heard what sounded like a huge boulder being dropped on a mound of dirt. It was like boom.
Ooh, that was the bear dropping from the
tree.
Dude.
I'm telling you. I was like, okay, I'm not taking this. Let's go back towards the house. Right. And that literally happened maybe 30 minutes later.
Yeah, dude, that was the bear dropping from the tree. That was 100% what that was.
I never went outside again. The whole time we were there.
It would, I probably would have called it then
we
too.
had weird stuff happen there. Like,
I probably would have left, honestly.
On Sunday, all of a sudden we look outside and there's like 3 cop cars outside in the driveway, and the cops are getting out, or their sheriff's department or something. And we go outside and they're like, "Is there I forget what the name was. It was something. Now the last name was familiar to us because I know Jeff Belanger, and the last name was Belanger. I can't remember what the first name was. But they're like, is there somebody, let's just say her name was Missy. Is there somebody here, Missy Belanger? And we're like, no. And they're like, somebody called 911, gave us an address of 3 Bear, not a coincidence, I promise to God, they really said this, 3 Bear Road, and it brought us here. But this isn't 3 Bear Road. And the girl that runs it, does, Dan Class Love owns it, but Tiffany, one of the ladies that was, so I messaged her. And I'm like, is there somebody checking in here after us? Like named Melissa Ballinger. And she's like, no. And I'm like, well, the cops are here. They said somebody called 911 and it brought them to this location. And she's like, 3 Bear Drive. And she's like, I've lived in Hinsdale my entire life. And there's no Bear Road anywhere in this town. And they were like, well, we know this isn't the address because it's on Hinsdale Road. The house is on Hinsdale Road.
Yeah.
But they're like, this is where it brought us. They're like, are you guys okay? And we're like, yeah. It was shit like that. It was just strange shit.
Yeah, because I was going to say, like, that specific case, it's like 50-50. Someone knows about the location and is maybe messing with you.
Yeah, but it wasn't the address.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, so that the other is paranormal, like, as in, like, in the sense that, like, what, like, how do you even explain
from the
that?
past, bro, like, lived there, like,
it was called a different street.
Yeah, they called 911, kind of like an Amityville kind of style thing.
Yeah, it was weird, and like that's what he said. They like we put the address in and it brought us here, but this isn't the address.
I wish we can go. I wish we had the ability to track back who made that call.
I'm sure they did, but that's what I said. Like it brought them there. 911. They trace calls. They like you know what I mean. So they're like, somebody from this location called 911. And we're like, no. And they're like, your name is, nobody here is Melissa Ballinger. And we're like, no.
I misheard. The cops said that somebody was at the place that you were at called?
Yeah, somebody called 911.
Oh, that's spooky. I thought that you said that somebody they just showed up randomly. Well, no, and they were like a random called, like somebody randomly called.
3 Bear Drive. They're like, we know that's not the address, but it brought us here. You know what I mean? The call.
Oh, that's much scarier than what I was thinking.
It was just strange. It was just odd, odd, And of course, we love cops, so we're like, you want to come in for coffee?
Yeah, coffee and ghost stories.
Yeah, but anyway, I kept on talking, but Forgotten Explorations, guys, go check these guys out. You guys will love them, please, 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 and share the show out. Not for me. For them, and go follow them on their YouTubes and their TikToks. And are you guys on Instagram too, you said?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Instagram and Facebook.
Yep.
You will not be disappointed. And next time you guys have to come on a lot sooner than what you did this time. Because it's been a while.
Yes, definitely.
All right.
Maybe we can hit up like the Octagon Manor or something before, like here somewhat soon, and
even
schedule one.
Yeah. That. Yeah.
Live show?
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, it sounds fun.
Investigation live show?
Yeah. Behind the scenes with Forgotten Explorations.
That might be dope. Just do that for like an hour or something.
Yeah.
And for once, Eiji, you wouldn't be on the camera. I would be. I would be doing my live.
Oh yeah.
Be like watching us investigating, showing everybody how you guys do things.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have a fantastic evening. I love you guys. Please go check out Forgotten Exploration. Share this out for them, please.
Thank you
so much.
You're welcome. And I loved having you guys on.
Love you.
Love to be on.
I'll talk to you guys soon.
Talk to you later.
Good night.
Everyone have a good night.
Everyone have a night.
They're so great. Again, Forgotten Explorations. Please go check them out on YouTube and all their social medias. Watch their videos. Give me some feedback. Let me know what you think. Give them feedback. Let them, So it was awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and I will see you guys next week. Love you all.